Offside, out of bounds. Welcome back to Offside and Out of Bounds. We're now on episode 6 of our baseball fantasy draft, and we're talking shortstops today. Another area where we've got lots of big bats, lots of young dynamic players that are going to help pad those stats that are much needed in the fantasy leagues. Let's go! First up, an obvious pick at number 1 is also the second overall rated player in the fantasy draft, is Fernando Tatis Jr. Had a little bit of an injury issue with the shoulder, coming off a year where he had 62 hits, 17 home runs, 50 run, 45 RBI, 11 stolen bases, and had an OPS of 937. You don't need to listen to me or anybody else. If you have a pick, doesn't matter your first, second, third, 12th, pick them. Not much more to talk about. Baseball Reference has him finishing the year off at 150 hits, 33 home run, 99 runs scored, 90 RBI, 21 stolen bases, and an OPS of 917. He's going to help you out in every category required, so just pick him up. Now, this guy and Trey Turner coming in our second-rated shortstop, 7th overall player. He might be around a bit longer than Tatis Jr. is, but again, this is a no-brainer. Just pick him up. This kid's very dynamic. Coming off a year of 78 hits, 12 home runs, 46 runs scored, 41 RBI, 12 stolen bases, an OPS of 982. That offense in Washington is strong. He has absolutely phenomenal protection in the lineup. Tons of RBI situation, tons of run scoring situation for him. And Baseball Reference has him finishing off at 155 hits, 21 home runs, 94 runs scored, 70 RBI, 30 stolen bases, OPSing at 827. The numbers say it all. Coming in third on the list, Trevor Story, the lone bright spot for the Colorado Rockies. There's not much there, so I mean, he did come off a year where he had 68 hits, 11 home runs, 41 runs scored, 28 RBI, 15 stolen bases, and was OPSing at 874. There's not going to be a whole lot of run support here, so his RBI totals might be down. His runs scored could be down because, again, there isn't much there to be driving him in either. Still great talent. Baseball Reference has him finishing the year off at 155 hits, 22 home runs, 93 runs scored, 83 RBI, 23 stolen bases, and OPSing at 903. There's just hope that maybe he gets traded and you could still get a couple of months of him in a lineup where he's going to be able to do damage, helping you move into the playoff picture. But again, he could be a sleeper. He could have an amazing year. But Colorado, it's not a lot to kind of get the lips chopped. But still a great player. Coming in at the 4th spot, Francisco Lindor, escaping the triangle of Ohio and getting out to the big city. He had good numbers last year, 61 hits, 8 home runs, 30 runs scored, 27 RBI, 6 stolen bases, and OPS at 750 clip. He is the 4th rated shortstop, 16th overall player. Baseball Reference has him at 150 hits, 28 home runs, 93 runs scored, 73 RBI, 18 stolen bases, and OPSing 821. Now, again, moving into New York, he's got great protection, great RBI opportunities, so we can definitely see a good uptick in his numbers. He might be around for a little bit, but again, he is a bigger name, so there's 3 guys ahead of him that you'd probably want to take before him, but if he's available, in the later rounds, maybe it might be worth to take a flyer on him. And rounding out the top 5 is Bo Bichette. Finished off last year, 37 hits, 5 home runs, 18 runs scored, 23 RBI, 4 stolen bases, and was hitting at an 840 clip on the OPS scale. Bo's going to have a good year. He's got a lot more protection support in that lineup, which is going to lead to him having a ton more run scoring opportunities and RBI scoring opportunities. Baseball Reference has him at 103 hits, 17 home runs, 56 runs scored, 52 RBI, 8 stolen bases, and OPSing at 847. Those numbers could be accurate if the Jays had an absolutely horrific year. Those numbers are going to be a lot higher for Bo, so don't let that detract you. If he's available and you're in the 2nd or 3rd round here, he is a good pickup to take. He's got 2 position potential, whereas he can play second or shortstop. So if you already got a strong shortstop, maybe your second baseman that you've been looking for has kind of dropped by you, just take Bo. You can fill him in at second because he's got that swing potential. We are on the clock. So for obvious reasons, we're either going to take Tatis, Turner, Story, Lindor, or Bichette. Outside the top 5, there are a few things that you can find in terms of project guys that might help with your OPS, might help with your stolen bases. But for pure offensive potential, you're pretty much here in the top 5. There might be another couple of guys, 2, 3 other people that you could go with. But these are the 5 guys you want. This is where you're going to land if you're going to have potential of having good, shortstop production. Thank you for joining us for this episode of our fantasy baseball draft. As always, stay safe, support local, and see ya real soon.